In the meantime, NBI Director Melvin Matibag swears the Vice President's threat to kill the first couple and House Speaker constitutes a real and active kill plot that equates to a peril to the country's national security. To bolster his claim, Matibag introduced a 2017 affidavit submitted to the ICC by known Davao Death Squad enforcer Arturo Las Cañas, who in a sworn statement said the Vice President was an active participant in Oplan Tokhang, who also gave hit job orders. Our guy, Bernard Ferrer, in the Senate has more on day 9 of the Vice President's impeachment trial.
The betrayal of public trust was already been consummated.
That was the statement made by NBA Director Attorney Melvin Matibag after Vice President Sara Duterte allegedly admitted that she had spoken to someone to allegedly kill President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr., First Lady Liza Araneta Marcos, and former House Speaker Martin Romualdez. Matibag also made a statement in response to the defense question on whether the NBI would still file an impeachment complaint against the country's second highest official if it had already established that a betrayal of public trust had been committed.
There is already an admission that she contracted a killer, a mamamatay tao or assassin, to kill the president. And that itself is already an admission. At sinabi pa niya, pumayag na yung kinausap kong mamamatay tao. That constitutes betrayal of public trust. Why? Because the oath of office of the president, sabi niya, she will execute the law and do justice to every man. So, pag nagbalak kang pumatay at ginawa mo yan, that is no justice to every man. It's not execute the law. Execute the president yung gusto mong gawin dyan.
The defense, however, sought to have Matibag's statement stricken from the record of the impeachment court.
The motion to strike off is denied. Let the answer of the witness remain in the records.
During the hearing, the defense also questioned Matibag about his concept of kinetic force, arguing that it could encourage or incite others to issue threats. To explain his understanding of kinetic force, Matibag cited the incident involving Palace Press officer Claire Castro in Canada. Matibag also emphasized that Davao City Mayor Sebastian Baste Duterte is free to express his opposition to the government.
Wala namang martial law ngayon at pwede naman pong magsalita, but the freedom of expression has limitation also. Kung ito po ay nagbabiolate na ng batas at nakakasama na sa ating bayan, ay hindi naman po ito kasama na sa freedom of expression.
He also referred to the mayor's statement during a Rage Coalition rally on April 12, 2026, when he said they only need one head, referring to President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. In response to questions from Senator Judge Erwin Tulfo, Matibag said the threat against President Marcos Jr. remains active and ongoing.
Meron po kaming tuloy-tuloy na pakikipag-ugnayan sa ating sa palasyo po. I will not mention who exactly yung mga kausap po namin doon, but there's always continuing threat assessment po.
During questioning by Senator Judge Joel Villanueva, Matibag also disclosed that investigators are looking into the possibility that the alleged country killer referred to by Vice President Duterte may have come from the Vice Presidential Security and Protection Group or VPSPG. According to Matibag, around 20 individuals are currently under investigation.
May mga pangalan na po kami nito. Sa katunayan po, yung iba po rito, kausap na po namin yung kanilang mga pamilya o kakilala.
After 7 trial dates, the impeachment court concludes its hearing on Article 4 of the Articles of Impeachment or alleged grave threats. The impeachment trial will resume on July 29 at 10 a.m. when 2 land bank officials are expected to testify as the first witnesses for Article 1 or alleged misuse of confidential funds. Bernard Ferrer for The Nation.